How do, ladies, gents, and others? It's me, Royston Charmaine, that fellow who talks about sleep talking way too much. I'm here once again to talk about sleep talking. They've been on the radio today, BBC Radio 1. One of the 2 or 3 most listened to radio stations in the UK. Usually a pop-only radio station, but they played sleep talking today. But they didn't just play Emergence, because Emergence is 6.5 minutes long. So they played a radio edit of it, and that radio edit was horrible. I'm not sure who made it. I seriously doubt anyone involved with the band made it. Maybe someone at BBC, maybe someone at the label. But either way, it's bad. It's really bad, and we're going to listen to it now together. Oh, it's rough. Now, cut a little bit of slack. Whenever you make a radio edit of a song, it's always going to be worse because you're literally cutting chunks out of a song. But you can do it smoothly, and you can do it in a way that doesn't hurt the song too much. That's not what's happened here. Let's just play it.
This is scary.
There's the first big cut. We start a little bit of ambience, and then we're straight into the verse, the second half of the verse. It's still beautiful, but it's so jarring just to go straight into it like that. It's so bright and cheerful. I've come around on this song massively, by the way, since I did that initial reaction of it. Here we are, the mantra. 4 of this, right? Nope. Straight into the track beat. That offbeat kick and snare is so good. Took a while for me. Took a while to click for me. It's there now. Canines of the Savior, glory to the Legion, trauma for the neighbours. That part stayed intact, right? That's not too bad. Well, it gets a lot worse now. If you already thought it was really bad, settle in. Here comes 2. But what's that in the background? What's that crossfading badly? We skip the heavy part and the emotional crux of the song, just straight into the second chorus, if you like. But ladies and gentlemen and others, it gets worse. Get ready for this cut that's about to happen now. My goodness. When I first heard this, I never cried. Oh! That's so bad. It didn't match the timing at all. Listen to that again. Oh. That's horrendous. That's so bad. But ladies, gentlemen and others, it gets worse. Yeah, we've already fast forwarded through most of the song at this point. But the jazz has to survive, right? They can't cut the sax solo apart. Well, at least match the notes, at least match the intention.
Sweet sax.
And then it's these idiots talking. That was awful. I'm sorry. That's so bad. They butchered it. And I think I can do better. Ladies, gentlemen, and others, you find me. I'm doing an intro again. This is the middle of the video. I don't need to do an intro. Welcome to FL Studio. This took me, I want to say, about maybe 7 or 8 minutes. and I think it is infinitely better than the actual radio edit that got used. It is, let's look at the time here. Oh, I could not have done that if I tried. Exactly 3 minutes and 30 is where I clicked, although it looks like I've gone on a millisecond or so past that. Wow, I can't believe I just did that. That's actually really cool. Anyway, I have cut literally half of the song out, which you need to get this song down to a radio digestible 3.5 minutes. I have had to fade it out, which is a bit cheap, but the song fades out anyway. And I've had to fade it out a little earlier than it actually fades out. You can see where I've made cuts. You can also see a little thing in here. What's that? I'll explain it as we get to... Oh, shall I explain it all now and then just play it? No, I'll explain it as we go. Let's begin. So far, so normal, right?
Well, you were late in verse, living on a promised word. Well, I am the rose you relinquished again. You and I are down.
I can't believe they cut this entire bit out. Unforgivable.
I have a feeling we're close to the end. So come on.
This is where their version effectively started. But there's no point having a build-up if you're just going to skip it all. You need the build to appreciate what is built to.
Come on now. You know that it's time to win my.
So now it's time for my first big cut. So I'm going to cut from the end of the first Arms Around Me to the beginning of the last one.
I've got solar blessed for your dead God, space dust for your fuel rods, dark days for your solstice, dancing through the depths of hellfire on the winds that start.
We all know this is the better part anyway, so let's just keep this one.
Right through my skin's hole. Tell me what you meant by living past your half-life and lockstep with the universe and your well-rested afterlife. You know that I'm sanctified.
2 is so good. 2 is too good to cut out. That's my slightly jarring cut. I'm not too happy with how that went, but I'll explain that afterwards. There's another cut to cut this section in half. And there we go, now we're into the jazz. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's far better. And yeah, alright, we're going to miss some of the saxy stuff, because I'm having to cut it off to meet the 3.5 minute deadline, but I think that was much, much better. No? There you go. FL Studio just loops if you leave it to go to the end. So I think that was way better. So just to explain what I did, I know I was saying it over, but I don't know how well I've audio mixed this recording. So just here, what I've done is I allowed one loop of the mantra to go from the very first one, and then the final loop from before the guitar heavy rap section. So cut out the entire first rap section, because, you know, sacrifices have to be made. And the second one's the better one, so let's keep the better one. And then what this is here, this tiny little slither, is a very official instrumental version of the song that I found and downloaded. Apologies, Sleep Token, if anyone from Sleep Token's watching, because I know you haven't made your own instrumental version yet. But it was necessary because I wanted to transition from that straight back into the mantra to then go into the heavy breakdown section. But Vessel starts singing, the "You Might Be the One." He starts singing that as the heavy instrumental's still fading out. So in order to transition that seamlessly, I needed the end of the heavy section without the vocal there. And that's the part that's a little bit clumsy feeling. But then, the only other cut left is I literally just allowed the first, because there's 4 bars of the heavy section. So I just kept the first and the last one, cut the middle 2 out, because it's the same pattern repeated twice. It's 2 4-bar patterns, both done twice. Then left the final chorus intact and left the sax solo intact. I just faded it out to meet the time deadline. I think, honestly, not to blow smoke up my own ass or anything, but I think I did a way better job of making a radio edit. Feel free to tell me how wrong I am in the comments. And until there's another thing about Sleep Token for me to pointlessly do, until then, drive safe. Until the future, drive safe. I'll never remember my own sign out. Sod it. Just go.